On November the 1st, 2013, history was made under the former administration of Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan when Nigeria fully migrated from a public-driven power sector to a largely privately owned and run power sector. Since the takeover, the level of apathy has continued to grow, and this is attributable to the inadequacies with power supply despite the huge investments. While consumers were still grappling with poor electricity supply, on the 1st of February 2016, a new tariff regime came into force, leaving in its trail waves of divergent views and disagreements.
The labor and through the boss complain about why increment, but there is no increment in salary.
The increment of this tariff actually to affect our businesses.
It's almost 5 months since that new tariff regime came to effect, and just 2 weeks ago, a federal high court in Lagos dropped a bombshell. The court ruled that a recent upward review of electricity by the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) was illegal and should not stand.
This judgment, in our view, is a setback to the progress made so far in the electricity sector. Therefore, while we respect this judgment, we will challenge this decision.
As expected, that order did not sit down well with the DISCOs and NEC. They argued that returning to status quo would spell darkness, over 10,000 job cuts, and a reintroduction of fixed charges. Ultimately, they say investments will squeeze. Labour thinks it's victory for the masses, and when we spoke to the minister earlier on the tariff increase, the timing and necessity, he tells us that it's a necessary bitter pill that will ultimately cure the ailment of poor electricity supply.
Whatever price the tariff offers now is a lot cheaper than diesel generation, inverter generation, petrol generation. So it's painful, it's not sweet, I know that, but I do it because we are not left with many choices. This is the first major decision in power that this administration is taking.
The job is too much for them. So we need to introduce another set of hybrid company that will manage consumer affairs and metering.
Looking closely at the power supply value chain reveals something very interesting. Distribution can only happen when there is generation. The generation that should be effectively and efficiently transmitted on transmission lines that are currently inadequate, a generation that runs more on gas-fired turbines, which are transported better through the pipelines which get occasionally blown out. When they are even supplied through transportation to generating plants, until the last consumer pays his consumption bills through accurate metering, which still has a 50% supply gap, the gas supplier does not get paid. Then, power supply is challenged. That is the quagmire that needs to be resolved. The value system cannot afford a weak link. Who will bail the cat? Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.